Looks like we are tentatively good here as we rejoin in progress lap 14 under yellow after what appears to be an absolute Xfinity moment. Not only affecting myself, but several of the drivers. William Bowman, you said Fillers, Schwartz, and Sartaj Mann. Bowers, so both Jughead, Bowman. So with that, the admins have made an executive decision to close pit road. The affected drivers will be allowed to get their laps back, and we're going to try and hopefully broadcast the remaining of the race in its entirety. The only thing that happened was a very quick caution on lap number 1. Andrew Tenold was 3 wide with Randy Arms. He got sent around, collecting a handful of other drivers. Dylan Herverton, with his damage, was unable to continue. 27 cars, Casey Brown on pit road. We've added that feature to the bottom of your screen. You can see there it was a splash and go 3.4 second stop. And he'll rejoin in... Actually, no, never mind. He joined late. So he will not be getting his laps back because he joined just now as well. But the other 26 cars are all back on the lead lap, and we are going to be going racing here soon. Appreciate everyone sticking with us as we sort out these technical issues, but everything looks to be working now. Sartaj Mann.
10 out of 10 for all the pink cars.
Yeah, I believe now pit road will be back open.
Yeah, I believe everyone's on the lead lap now, except for
Casey Brown, but he
and
joined.
Herverton, who left.
Yep, so this is your points leader that was affected as well, so broadcasters were affected. Xfinity doesn't care about your status. They'll come for everybody.
Only one broadcaster.
But yeah, he's got 6 top 5s in 6 races, one of those being a win. Incredible consistency, putting him up at the top. We're 2 races before the cut line, so let's show you the points. And there he is, 88 to the good. What we were trying to say before our stream cut off is that Ryan Tiller and Justin Johnson are chasing after Zach Allman, Nick Miller, Alex Chira, McQuiggan, Failvich, and all the others. So, tight points battle with 2 races left in the regular season. Lights are off on top of the pace car.
Oh, and more bad news. The drivers who were disconnected lost a set of tires because it forced them to take it.
Yep, that's what iRacing does upon a rejoin. So they got their laps back. They lose a set of tires. Thomas Green is off. He cycled through to the lead while all those disconnections were happening, myself included. Dylan Failvich holds on in second. Side by side for third here. Nick Miller around the outside of Kyle Ritchie. Cade McClenny looking for his first win of the season, has been dominant in the Next Up series, and it looks like Sartaj Mann is experiencing more issues as he's still on pit road, your points leader.
Interesting.
Have it set to 120 seconds, so it disappears when they've been on pit road for 2 minutes. Because at that point, there's some sort of issue going on, and they're not really a factor at the moment. But Thomas Green out by half a second over Nick Miller. These were championship rivals last season. It came down to the last back straightaway to settle it between them, and Nick Miller came out on top. Randy Arms for being involved in the first caution. He's already back up to 12th.
Yeah, I would like to point out, I know Cade McClenny's probably not going to get the biggest mover because Magnus Anderson has come up, he started further down. But Cade McClenny has to start with the EOL, so he is at the end of the longest line, and he's about to be in the top 5. Or he's in the top 5, actually.
Now up to 5th, and he is loving Gateway. But Sartaj Mann did come back out on the racetrack. He's the first car laps down, so here's Chad Adams in a beautiful 51 paint scheme machine, making his NextGen debut. Trying to recap everything that we talked about, and then didn't go through, but he cracked into the top 5 in Next Up points, so he got the call up to the NextGen series and got the car in one piece for now. Bowers and Fillers trying to recover from their disconnects outside of the top 20 or just inside of it. As this is the battle for 19th. Fillers holds that now. Schwartz also trying to reconnect as there's contact there between the 58 and the 10.
It'll be very interesting to see of the drive. Ooh, there's more contact. They're still being invaded.
And this is now side by side for 4th as Cade McClinney is continuing the charge, and he's been oh so.
Oh, there's even more. I'm sorry, the battle between Schwartz and Fillers is getting like aggressive.
Schwartz going to give him the bumper all the way back, shove him up the racetrack, and this is where we will shift our focus. He's in a jughead sandwich right now, the 58 machine. Not sure if I'd want to be there.
I mean, if the one behind wants to hit you, he's going to hit you right into his teammate.
And they're right in front of the league owner as well, Michael McElroy. Keeping a close eye on all this. 3 wide. Look at that. Bowers through the middle. All this for 19th. And around they go. Fillers and Schwartz off. They're going to collect. I believe that was Brandon French. Yellow is out. And that was brewing for a handful of laps.
I mean, I don't know why Fillers wanted to keep pushing the issue there. I understand. Like, he was the car behind. He was kind of like pushing the issue. He got Schwartz up the track, gets into his door. Schwartz gives him a little nudge on the back, but Fillers just turns down in front of him.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, he just completely cuts down on him. There's nowhere else for Schwartz to go. And they're both around, and then... Oh, Casey Brown is the car that almost gets hit, but no contact was made. So, yeah, not sure what that was all about. Tempers running high here tonight. Connections dropping. It's been a topsy-turvy 24 laps to the Gateway 100. This is good news for Sartaj Mann. He'll get one of his 2 laps back.
You know what? It's definitely not going to help. Them having to take that set of tires, and they've just scorched them up.
Absolutely. Because they had 3 in the pits. They take 1. They only got 2 for the remaining 80 laps almost. So they'll have to split it in half. Pit stops for a handful of drivers. Most notably, Nick Miller pitting from 2nd, Cade McClinney from 4th. We'll see what the move is here. Miller overshoots his box. And he's going to take a set of tires here. Cade McClinney, fuel only.
Interesting. I was wondering if they were going to do like 25, 25, 25.
Kind of a mixed bag here. You can split it up into quarters or thirds or however the heck you want to do it. This is going to shake.
Seems to be. Go on.
So this is going to shake the running order up just a bit. Schwartz will be 12th with his scorched tires. Yeah, it looks like Cade McClinney, 6 seconds. Randy Arms, 6 seconds. Brandon Bowers, 6 seconds as well. So fuel there. Nick Miller, Kyle Ritchie, Ryan Tiller with tires. Chad Adams, fuel only or right sides. Michael McElroy, 4 tires and fuel. Same thing for Brandon French, Scarbo, William Bowman, and James Jimmy Fillers, and McQuiggan still on pit road. Sartaj Mann. Only 1 lap down now, so he's right back in the thick of it if he just gets one more caution, which I imagine he will over the next handful of laps as Hunter Rupp comes down pit road. Casey Brown. Brandon Bowers double stopping. Justin Johnson on pit road. And Sartaj Mann going to come down. There's really a lot on the line tonight. It's been a hectic start, you know, with the 2 races before the playoffs. Guys trying to find their way in, and kind of a different start to the race. Everyone having to, 5 or 6 guys disconnecting. The broadcaster dropped. It's a very unique race tonight, but everything is trending in the right direction. Did we lose Hunter Rupp?
He has manually disconnected.
All right, then.
It might make this race a little easier for some of those guys still trying to fight their way in when you have 2 contenders potentially taking themselves out. Like, they're still trying to make their way through the field, and they're just all over each other.
Yeah, definitely. But the 33 looks like he's got some right side damage.
What happened to Nick Miller here? He came down like he was gonna... Did he try and fake this? What?
But we are just over a quarter of the way through. So we're trying to get 2x2 here for the restart. We'll give a big shout out to the Vice President of Media Relations is the title. That I don't know if he assigned that to himself or that's what they gave him. But Brandon Richard, he made some new paint schemes last week for Chris Pinder, Travis DeLeon, and Daniel Pendergrass. And they are looking pretty sporty. Don't believe Pendergrass is here tonight, but the 15 and the 17. Got the updated number files as well. So, big shout out to him. And CMS always bringing a good looking race car to the track. But we're coming back to the restart, first and foremost. Thomas Green from Dylan Failvich, Jarrett Talmadge, and Magnus Anderson, row number 2.
I'm really curious how those new sets of tires work, getting through the field. We've already seen drivers struggle, fighting each other.
Thomas Green is gone. 2.5 car lengths as they head down into turn number 1, side by side, second on back. The 91 and the 88. Almost contact made there. It's so hard to keep that car glued to the bottom. Guys can get caught for pinching, and Failvich will hold off that second position. Look for Nick Miller to be a big mover here. Aggressive as they're almost 4 wide on the entrance to turn number 3, but he's got 4 fresh Goodyear tires. And I imagine he's going to want to charge through this field here. He's going to get into the wall. Andrew Tenold into the wall, and around they go. The 11 of Brandon Bowers, the 15 of Travis DeLeon. As they all scatter, William Bowman just avoided calamity there.
I think he's pushing a little too hard on those fresh tires. Got him loose out of 4.
Let's take a look at what happened here. And then Andrew Tenold had a huge moment as well. Nick Miller had a moment. The 15. What in the world's going on here tonight? Let's take a look here. Don't know if there was any huge damage to any of these cars, but yeah, Miller loose into the wall. The 15 not able to check up in time. He gets into the back of him, and that sends the 11 around. We were looking at Andrew Tenold and multiple. There's just everything going around here, and then here's the Leon. Here's the entirety of his aftermath. Down they go. He backs it into the fence. He should be okay. And then Andrew Tenold with a bobble off of turn number 4. He was running in the 6th position. And that's not fun. He just barely avoids her. Oh, Kyle Ritchie catches a piece as well. And it's just all sorts of chaos. But yeah, turn number 4. Very easy to kind of gas it up too early and find yourself headed towards the inside wall.
I didn't want it to be this bad, but it's starting to become a race of attrition.
Sartaj Man says, thank you very much, though. He's now back on the lead lap. He was on pit road, lost 2 laps, and he got him right back. I know he was one of the ones affected by the issue, so he came down pit road, probably tried to adjust some things, and he's right back in the mix. He's got a pretty clean car. He's down one set of tires, though. And this is just all sorts of chaos. But we're getting ready to go back racing here.
Yeah, but for how long? Oh no, Miller dropped again.
Oh no. And it's just been that kind of season for Nick Miller. It's kind of boom or bust. He either wins the race or runs in the top 5, or his internet drops. That was the Brandon Bowers of last season, but difficult when the equipment can't keep up with a car. Thoughts on being the first one of the undefeated drivers in Rod Car to lose in fantasy this week, Art? Myself, Corbin, and James, we continued our winning streak. Yeah, it's 99-1. You lost.
I haven't lost yet.
You lost.
I haven't lost yet.
Cade Otten is not saving your sorry team.
We still got 2 quarters to play. Baker Mayfield could throw 7 touchdowns.
You know what? I don't see it happening. I just don't.
I haven't lost yet. Like, how was I supposed to know Kenny Pickett was going to pop off and the Dallas defense was just going to not do anything whatsoever? I put my faith in the hands of Baker Mayfield and I was let down. I don't know why I'm shocked.
Should have just kept it with Sam Howell. But Nick Miller is back quickly enough to where if he doesn't disconnect again, he will probably get the laps back.
Should have picked up Mike White. Andy Dalton put up 30.
See now. My goodness.
Wait, why do you get to talk? You got 15 points from a kicker and almost 40 from Tua.
Because Tua's actually a good player. But Thomas Green and Dylan Falvich. We're hoping Thomas Green's the internet holds on. Yeah, that's lame. Alright, we should collude in fantasy football.
No, we shouldn't.
We definitely should collude.
I don't want you to succeed.
But then we could just tell everyone else that we know ball. And they don't.
I don't want you to succeed.
Anywho. And Thomas Green is gone again. Good coordination with his teammate. That's going to get him up into second place. And that is how you time a restart. Both lined up on the inside. The 88 going to keep fighting this back, though. But he will be clear of the 91 of Jarrett Talmadge.
Oh, the 88 is around.
Andy Arms down to the inside. It's one car off the racetrack. They're probably not going to throw it. They don't. Let's take a look at what happened here to our boy in the 8 machine. Does he get a little help here from his teammate? Oh, big check up in front. And he does go around from his Tuesday night teammate. It'll be an awkward Tuesday morning debrief.
He's going to be like, I'll do it again.
Magnus Anderson continues his good run of results. Currently in 4th. Cade McClenny still in striking distance.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to see how those old tires hold up. I guess he's just found a groove.
I tell you what, though, Chris Pinder, I know we've had some quick cautions, but he's hanging on inside the top 10. So with a couple more cautions breaking his way, he could secure some decent track position as there's a whole mess of cars right now trying to find a way through. Brandon Bowers is one of them. And cars just tend to slide up the racetrack. Side by side, definitely tricky here. Gets tight. McElroy into the wall there. As the Jughead boys pushing down the back straightaway. They are bump drafting at Gateway.
They're getting ever so close to Jonathan Schwartz.
Ryan Tiller in the mix. Looks like Chad Adams having an issue. He's going to fall back. And there's just a whole lot of racing going on. Ryan Tiller under pressure from McElroy. They're side-by-side behind McElroy. The 45, that's going to be contact with Sartaj, man. Tenold thought he was clear, and he wasn't. And he's going to make a...
car control there from Sartaj.
I'll be honest here, that was a late move from Tenold, but he made it stick, so that's aggressive on the brakes. Puts him up into 14th. Got a little bit of left side damage. And now he's going to try to make another aggressive move. Late on the brakes on Ryan Tiller. And yes, he does. Tiller might try the crossover. And give him a bump mid-corner. And here comes Sartaj Man. So he's back on the lead lap and inside the top 15. The 27 going to take a peek at it. 45 slams the door shut. Cabe McClenny got around Failvich for third, and he makes an aggressive lunge. Picks up one, and door slams the 88 out of the way for the second. Don't think Failvich will appreciate that.
But does he have the speed to do anything about it?
So he was trying to make the pass on Magnus there, and the speed just kept him going all the way into the side of the 88 machine. Failvich, a very clean driver. Let's see how he responds if he can get back to him. And Chad Adams on pit road. Right now, before he can catch the 05, he's got to worry about the 7. And you see it's so loose even under braking. The 7 lost all his momentum.
I'm back here consistently watching. The Jughead is now, there's one car between them and Jonathan Schwartz.
Yeah, you saw Bowers there. He got a piece of the wall. And they kind of swapped their cars around there. Probably not the most efficient way to do it, but they did it nonetheless. Let's see what happens here if Fillers gets up to the bumper of Schwartz. Not sure what he'll do, though. The second caution of the night was Fillers turning himself off the bumper of Schwartz, so don't think that any blame can be placed on that 58 machine. But
if we know iRacing drivers like we know them, he surely doesn't believe there's any blame on himself. He's like, man, I was clear.
We'll just have to see how it goes. McQuiggan and Travis De Leon going side by side. Kyle Ritchie and Tony Scarbo side by side.
Ooh, Nick Miller loose under Andrew Tennell.
The 19 just hoping for some quick cautions that he's not involved in to get his laps back. He only lost one, so he's still in contention. Absolutely, the 19 still is.
Until he drops again.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm a diabolical person.
Sartaj Man, he is just running up the field right now, up to 11th, trying to chase after Bowers and get back in the top 10. And here comes James Jimmy Fillers to the inside of Justin Johnson. That is for 8th. And that's contact there between the 10 and the 33. Further back, that's Pinder trying to make a move on Devin Galvin. 95 carries the momentum. Mid-corner, slides up the racetrack. Who's first back to the throttle. But the 95 will hold position for now. And here is what we're watching. Half a second back to Fillers. These guys were not happy with each other. Handful of laps ago.
I mean, I could be wrong. They could have sorted their difference. Fillers could have accepted that, hey, he was in the wrong. But I doubt it.
McElroy and Tenold going at it. This is the battle for 15th. As McElroy to the inside. McElroy trying to get back to the throttle first. Don't think he'll be able to do it, though. Tenold keeps the momentum up on that outside. As it is comfortable out front for Thomas Green still over Cade McClenny. Let's take a look here at how the 05 got around the 91, down into turn number 1. He's just a little bit later on the brakes, slides up in front of him. 91 not able to do the crossover. That was all it took.
Gabe, he ran a faster that lap while passing his teammate than Thomas Green. Like, he is likely going to catch Thomas Green. Well, as I say that, Thomas Green turned it back up, gained a 10th there.
And Schwartz is in, so I wonder if he saw fillers in his rearview mirror and said, you know what, we're just going to pit and not deal with this right now. Maybe if we keep going, he'll forget about it. But Tenold and McElroy still going at it. Devin Galvin now into this battle with Ryan Tiller just ahead. Randy Arms, he's trying to fight back after that early spin. He needs a caution to get back into it. Trying to put Travis De Leon under pressure. It's hard to do it, though. You have that spin right at the restart, and you have to go the rest of the run with worn-out tires. And under braking, the 8 machine will get the move done. For now, 15 fights back momentarily, but the 8 up into the 18th position as they're both loose off of turn number 2. Tenold gets around McElroy. We're 3 wide. 95 shoots up the racetrack in turn number 3. Tenold is on the move right now. He's trying to get 12th place from Ryan Tiller. As he dispatched Galvin there as he ran a little wide. Tenold looking very racy here. Gets a shot there from the 23, but he is clear.
Yeah, it's the second time that Tenold has pulled that move on Tiller. I don't think Tiller's super happy about it. Oh, yeah.
Tenold backed up the corner there, and 23 did a nice job not running into the back of him. And sure enough, as you say it, Cade McClenny has the gap down to 1 second as there's a whole lot of scrambling going on. For 5th on back as the 88 washes up the racetrack. Fillers is through on Alex Chira. Magnus Anderson, Justin Johnson, Brandon Bowers, Nick Miller, not for position. But Fillers was one of those drivers that took tires on the lap 24 caution. So he is flying as we have hit the halfway point already. Trouble for Devin Galvin. I think he was trying to get to pit road. He was. And he just overcooks it. But he does make it safe. As look at this battle of cars here. Magnus Anderson.
You can say gaggle, it's fine.
Bowers is going to think about 3 wide. He's going to have to be bold on the brakes. 33 just holds off. The 9 dropping now.
I wonder how these drivers feel about the 9 machine being a lap down and, potentially forcing the issue.
You mean the 19?
Yes, the 19.
Yes.
Like, I heard it back in my head. I'm like, wait, did I say 9 or 19?
Yeah, the 9 machine is in 9th place right now. Although for how much longer, as he seems to have hit that cliff. And his tires are pretty worn. And yeah, he's going to head to pit road. Lost a lot of positions in the last 2 laps. Does he manage it? Magnus Anderson says, hey, why not?
Yeah, a new car on fresh tires also making moves. This Jonathan Schwartz is now in the mix.
Yeah, he is a lap down, but he pitted on lap 46, so he's kind of working his way through. He'll get back on the lead lap if a caution doesn't come out. The gap now down to 7.5 tenths of a second. Thomas Green and Cade McClenny. As Alex Chira is in finally gets to his pit stall. Pinder is in. Magnus Andersson is out. Oh, wait, Shearer's coming back in? No. I think I had that backwards, but either way, Magnus is out. Shearer is out, just ahead of Pinder. Yeah, it was 3 seconds slower for Shearer on pit lane there. It's Thomas Green, your race leader's coming in. Looks like he's nailed the entry.
Yeah, he was losing so much time to Cabe.
Yeah, and he's going to come in. Yeah, he'll come in, get fresh tires first, and he'll try and make the difference.
Talmadge follows. Failvich, Bowers.
And Schwartz, he gets ahead of Magnus, he gets ahead of Alex Chira, so Schwartz will be heading up the order here once it fully cycles around. There's Thomas Green. It's a slow pit road. The 13 is out. Here comes Schwartz on the front stretch, and he closed a heck of a lot of time. It'll be very close, but Thomas Green will just hold the race lead here. But he closed the gap significantly. He was right around that 10th position, and he's only 2.5 seconds off the race lead now. But he should pick up positions on literally everybody else. It's just a matter of, can he hold it?
I don't know what Cabe's strategy here is.
He took fuel only on lap 24, so he can go pretty long. So I expect that he'll go as long as he can, come in for tires, and then try and just run as hard as he can to the end, because estimated fuel run's about lap 40, so he has a shot here to make it on one more stop. I don't know if the guys that pitted at 54 can say the same. So Thomas Green might have a splash and go at the end if you do 54 plus 41, which is the most that we heard, and they are still short by about 5 laps. So Cabe might be making this on strategy.
And it's not like he's that far off on the speed. Thomas Green was only half a second faster.
Yeah, his last lap, 35 flat. Thomas Green, 34.3, so about 0.7 of a second.
Like, he's not, like, that's not a lot in terms of lap time. Maybe for a short track.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 34-second lap time, so it's kind of right. I mean, it's not, you know, you're not losing time hand over fist. Obviously, you'd love 4 fresh tires if you can have them, but you got the cards that you've been dealt at this point. As the 15 machine is in. And we're still battling it out here. Michael McElroy, Andrew Tennant, Kyle Ritchie haven't been able to separate themselves yet. A little bit further back, Brandon French and William Bowman in the greatest paint scheme in the session, as they picked up a big Monday night win over the Raiders. Some brain dead, or Sunday night, some brain dead play calling from Josh McDaniels at the end of that game, though. And said, we're going to kick the field goal down 8 with 2.5 minutes. Instead of going for it on 4th and 3 from, like, the Steelers' 8, we're going to get the ball back. They did not, in fact, get the ball back. So, galaxy brain call there from the Raiders.
You're saying I could be an NFL head coach.
Yeah. Don't punt. Go for it on 4th down all the time.
I mean, unless you have, like, the monsters of the midway or the steel curtain, just go for it.
Yeah.
Defense could give up points at any time. Just go for it. 4th and 20, go for it.
Isn't Brandon Richard a Broncos fan?
He is a Broncos fan.
How are you going to call anyone else's team garbage? You got 70 dropped on your head in the year 2023.
Actually, hold up. Hey, Brandon. 70-20.
Broncos fan.
No, you don't get to just bad. Yeah. Also, I stopped watching football as of yesterday at about 4:15.
There you go. I don't blame you.
Yeah. Steelers are awful. See you guys.
Okay. Hey, man's sticking to it. He said, my team might have gotten the worst beatdown in 50 years, but
Hey, that's not his team. He gave it up.
He meant that I'm done.
Dolly has joined the race, came out, and he's back in.
So yeah, there's a decent group of cars that they're going to try and make it at one more stop, and I think it'll actually be way easier than I thought. Let's take a look at this. Lap 24 for Brandon French. He's gone to lap 61, so that's a little bit. Trying to think if you make it 24 to 62. Doing the mental math. He's right about the 40. I'm just curious to see how it plays out. As there's multiple different strategies here. Thomas Green, he's still 32 seconds behind Cabe McClenny. And he can easily make it from here now. You are well within the fuel window. I mean, let's take a look here at your pit strategy. Lap 24 for McClenny, 31 for Sartaj Mann, 25 for Justin Johnson, 24 for Tiller. Kyle Ritchie pitted on lap 30. McElroy lap 24. Lap 30 for Tenold, lap 31 for Scarbo. So the top 8 entirely have not pitted. And just as we said that, Justin Johnson could be the first one to pull the trigger. Thomas Green in 9th is the first one on fresh tires. Can he make it to the end, though? Hitting on lap 54, trying to get to lap 100.
Ooh, our leader's coming in now. He's in the grass.
Oh, and he's going to miss it. This is huge. He'll be okay. I mean, he recovered pretty well, kept the car under control, but he's going to lose a lot of time from that, more than he would have wanted to. We'll look for how far ahead Thomas Green gets, as he's already unlapped himself. And it is 45 miles an hour all the way down to your box. It feels like an eternity. The drivers around you are going 155 plus. Sartaj Mann going to stay out. Andrew Tenold and Scarbo, these guys all pitted on lap 30 or 31. Here comes Thomas Green. And there's Cabe McClenny just now leaving, so he's going to have to run some qualifying laps to track down the driver of the 13 machine, who's trying to put Brandon Bowers a lap down.
Yeah, if I had to pick a driver to run those qualifying laps, it would probably be Cabe McClenny.
And it's going to be... He's going to come out behind James Jimmy Fillers just barely. The gap is 10 seconds that he has to make up here in the final run to the finish. Just over 30 laps. He's got much fresher tires, 11 laps fresher than Fillers, so I don't think he'll be held up too bad here. And he's going to go right on the offensive. He can't really afford not to. Aggressive on the brakes, gets through that challenge. Next up for him is Jarrett Talmadge, 2 seconds up the road, 12 lap fresher tires for McClenny. But pretty much everyone ahead of him is on old tires, except for Thomas Green, so it's kind of still a two-car race at the moment. He's already gained half a second on his first lap. A little bit more. He's going to have the run to the line. Yep, half a second still. 34.4. Thomas Green, 34.8. So 0.4 of a second. But he's stuck right behind this 11. Last lap for Brandon Bowers was a 34.8, so a little bit slower than Thomas Green. You don't want to be held
Bowers Bowers is not an easy pass by any means.
These two pitted on the exact same lap. So the tires really aren't an issue for either of these two. They're kind of just running the same speed at this point. But obviously Bowers doesn't want to go a lap down this late in the race, so he's going to fight for his position. And Thomas Green got to think about the long-term game here. Don't want to make any enemies right before the playoffs start. That lap, it was 0.6 of a second for Cade McClenney, quicker than Thomas Green. He's already on the back bumper of Jarrett Talmadge.
Oh, wait, Brandon Bowers is already a lap down. This would be 2 laps down.
Oh, wow. Yes, it is. Brandon French. Issues with pit road. Nick Miller coming in. No issues for him. And Sartaj Mann is in. Tony Scarbo having the same issues. Pit road difficult tonight. I'll give the lead of the race to Andrew Tenold. Gets the bonus point for a lap led. It's Ryan Tiller goes to unlap himself. Here comes Kyle Ritchie. 3 wide down the back straightaway. As they're unlapping themselves and fighting for position. This is the battle for 17th on the racetrack. The only one to not pull the trigger is Andrew Tenold. What does Jonathan Schwartz do here? He pitted on lap 46. He will not make it to the end. When does he come down for his final stop? Cade McClenney up to 3rd. It'll be a net second. 7.7 seconds behind at the line. He's running consistent 34.4s. Another half a second quicker than Thomas Green, who does get around Brandon Bowers, finally, so that could be huge for his race.
And finally, Tenold is coming in.
He pitted on lap 30. He was going long, so I can't fault him for the strategy. He'll be the quickest car on the racetrack for the final 30 laps, just under. Actually, William Bowman pitted on lap 32, so he's still out there, and he'll be quick at the end as well. And he's hoping for a caution, I would imagine, for the driver of the 53 machine. He can go at least 3 more laps, so we'll see. Gap is now down to 7 seconds between Thomas Green and Cade McClenney. It's a 12-lap difference. I'll show you the pit stop lap. 54 for Thomas Green, 66 for McClenney. Talmadge gets around Schwartz, who's coming in for his final stop of the night. Very aggressive on the entry. He about nailed it, though. That was a very aggressive entry, and he'll gain some time for sure on these pit stops as William Bowman finally comes in as well.
Yeah, I think Gabe has played this strategy perfect. Because if Thomas Green has to stop again, it's over.
He doesn't have to run him back down. But we'll see, because he might catch him naturally anyway. 6.5 seconds. Lap cars moving out of the way for him. Moving out of the way for the leader as well. Scarbo, no issues there. We still are battling hard for these final couple spots in the top 10. What happened to Magnus, I wonder? He's 22nd now. He's upside the top 10. He's only pitted twice. So very curious on that. Massive shout out here to the 9. He picked up his first top 10 of the season last week at Road America. He's looking for 2 in a row here. And it has not been easy. He's fighting hard in this midfield. Randy Arns with a great recovery as well. He pitted on lap 60, so he can theoretically make it to the end. It'll be pretty close. But he had a great recovery after spinning. We had some early drama. Some connection issues for some Xfinity users. That has all kind of sorted itself out now. We're having a great race here. Second to last race of the regular season. Gap is now 5.5 seconds. Let's go on board here with Cade McClenney. And he can just barely make out in the distance that pink number 13 machine. And once you see that in your windshield, it only encourages you to go quicker once you see that car getting bigger and bigger in the windshield. you just want to keep going.
I mean, you talked about, Tenold potentially being the fastest car on the track with, taking that late pit stop. McClenny's still running faster laps.
It's 34. I mean, it's been uber consistent for the 05 machine. And I think with all the connection issues, I think we unfortunately... Oh, we didn't lose it. We did not lose it. That's impressive. But look at that. He's sitting there. He was smiling, having a good time, laughing even. So he's feel like he's got this race under control. It's 4.5 seconds.
Right now, my money would be on Cade McClenny.
I think either the fuel's going to hold out for him and he doesn't pit again, and Thomas Green does, or he just catches Thomas Green anyways. But pretty calm in the race car right now. Very smooth on the wheel. Andrew Tenold was also nice enough to provide his, as he's battling away right now with Brandon Bowers for 16th. He's got much fresher tires, so let's see how he navigates this. He's got Scarbo just ahead, so easily a top 15 tonight for Tenold in terms of the tire offset. He's just got to make the move stick.
When are we going to get a driver to strap a camera to their head so we can get double POV?
2 for 1. It wouldn't be too bad, but easily dispatches Bowers. Next up is Scarbo. Gives a wave to the crowd. He's had a good race so far. Very aggressive on the brakes. I've been impressed with the moves he's made, especially into turn number 1. And he can realistically catch up to about 12th place, maybe 11th even. It has worked out pretty nice for the 45 tonight. We'll see how far he can progress. You can tell the tires just starting to wear out for Thomas Green. They are for McClenny as well. His last lap was a 34.6. But Thomas Green is also losing time, so it's still roughly about half a second anyways. Ooh, and Chira is in. So we'll see if there's any other late pit stops that kind of shake up this running order. Inside of 20 to go. And this is playing out nicely for some of these guys that pitted just a couple laps ago. Tenold picks up a spot. Scarbo does as well.
I think we're going to see the first big issue for Cade McClenny. These lap cars in the way.
Yeah, it's under 3 seconds now. And again, it's 34-second lap time, so I mean, it races like a short track, but it's really not. So I mean, he's got time. You look at the laps, 18 laps to go, 34 seconds a pop. There is time. He navigates 2 cars there perfectly. It's going to slow him down, that's for certain.
He's still gained 2 tenths. Maybe
it's a tenth and a half, yeah. So he's still charging. The only car in between them is Andrew Tenold in this. It'll be interesting. Tenold's last lap, a 35.14, same as your race leader. So I'm curious to see if Tenold, if he's got any more grip left. He pitted lap 73, so he should be quicker than your race leader. If he goes down and unlaps himself, that'll slow Thomas Green up even more. As we're still battling. This is the battle for 6th. Andy Arms takes away 7th from Failovich as well. Although Failovich has had another great night tonight.
By the way, what about Nick Miller's internet somewhat holding up so far, but him not getting the cautions that we had at the start of the race?
That's actually, yeah, what do we have? 2 or 3 quick ones at the start. And I think one of them...
like three quick ones with the dropped one, I think.
And McClenny gets around Tenold, so Tenold looks like he burned his stuff up pretty quick. Exiting pits, it's 2 seconds now. With 15 laps to go. Evan Galvin coming down for a late race pit stop. He'll give up 18th. Pinder put it on lap 52. I think that'll be a little bit too far for fuel. Let's go on board with him. Looking for his first top 10 of the season. He's not saving fuel, but feel like he might know it's a little bit too far, so he just said, what the heck with it. We'll go as fast as we can, come in for a splash at the end. Justin Johnson on his fresh tires gets around James Jimmy Fillers. Randy Arms does the same thing. A little bit further back, McQuiggan and Ryan Tiller battling away. Kyle Ritchie just ahead of this group. Pinder on old tires, trying to hold on to the 10th position. I don't think he'll be able to do so. It's a nice job there, though.
You know, we had a lot of threats from McQuiggan before the start of the race with all the people he was going to wreck. And did none of it.
Didn't wreck anybody. The gap is now down to 1.1 seconds. Go on board, and there's what he's got to do. 13 coming to 12 to go. They got, I believe that is Casey Brown just ahead of them. Catching the race leader who has dominated this race is one thing. Passing, as we all know, is an entirely different thing. So how does the 05 get the move done? Reminder, he is a Next Up driver, so doesn't race with these guys weekly. It's turning into weekly with how good he's been in the Next Up series anyways. But he's not running for points. But right now, he's clearly the quickest car on the racetrack. In terms of the fight for the win, there's some guys that just pitted that are quicker. But in terms of the 1-2 battle, it's Cabe McClenny by 0.4 of a second on that last lap. This lap, half a second. And what does Thomas Green even try and do here? It's 11 laps to go.
I mean, as much as you might want to win, I feel like there's not much you can do unless you just hook them.
Yeah, do you settle for a good points day? Does he even have enough fuel to get to the end, is what I'll be very curious about. Put it on lap 54, be asking a lot. And it's 0.3 of a second. Casey Brown just ahead of them, running pretty much the same lap times. But the fight for the win is on. And he's going to yield position, very respectful of the 5 machine. Gap is now a car length and a half as they head off into turn number 3. The 05, he's got 12 lap fresher tires. He's able to get back to the throttle first. He's got the grip. He's got a huge group of cars just ahead of him, so he's going to want to complete the move as soon as possible because they are catching a huge group of lap cars. And that will only complicate things. Inside of 10 laps to go. Thomas Green looking for his first win of the season. Cabe McClenny looking for his first win of the season in the Next Gen series, full-time in the Next Up. And here he goes into turn number 3.
By the way, Thomas Green, he's turning up the lap times. He was pushing there.
Cabe McClenny faces a challenge on corner exit, but he is now clear. What does the 13 do down into turn number 1? There's nobody else remotely close, so if you want to ship them, it is 16 seconds back to Jarrett Talmadge in Sartaj Man. Incredible recovery for the 27 machine.
Ooh.
And he's
13 gets loose there trying to get to him.
And he loses another 0.3 of a second on that lap, so I think that's him out of it. He's got the clean air. For now, he's got some heavy lap traffic just ahead of him. That's why it was good to get the move done ASAP so you can kind of set up the lap traffic. And Sartaj, man, I know he got the lucky cautions, but he was 2 laps down. He's going to continue.
Oh, Talmadge has to come in.
He pitted on lap 54, so yeah, Thomas Green wasn't going to make it anyways. And this again throws another wrinkle into this race. What does Fillers do? He pitted on lap 55. Failvich lap 54. Pinder lap 52. No way he makes it, right? McQuiggan lap 54. Cabe McClenny now 0.6 of a second. He laps Pinder. So they got a car in between them. He's got William Bowman and McQuiggan just ahead of them, and they are side by side. This is not for position. Bowman 2 laps down. McQuiggan only 1 down here soon. Sartaj, man, 100% top 5 rate. 7 top 5s if the result holds from 7 races. Incredible consistency from this 27 machine.
By the way, here comes the 13 machine into pit lane.
And so I imagine for him it's going to be a splash and go. And I mean 16 seconds back to Sartaj, man, 20. So I think he can end up with a solid finish here. Let's see how the next 5 laps play out here, as Cade McClenny has nailed the strategy here tonight. He just doesn't want to see that yellow come out, because Sartaj Man has fresher tires than he does on a late restart if that were to happen. Let's see what Thomas Green decides to do here.
That looks like more than a splash.
Yeah, it was 5 seconds. That was a splash and go. And so he's going to come out all the way. He's going to lose 9th. Maybe McElroy's trying to power up. McElroy does take the spot away, barely. So Thomas Green back to 10th. He's going to hold off McQuiggan. Pinder is in. Bowers is in. Does Fillers have to pit? He pitted on 55. Does Failvich have to pit? He pitted on 54. Everyone else inside the top 10 should be good. 3 laps to go. McQuiggan is in. Michael McElroy, league owner, looking for his first top 10 of the season in his own league. Odds are that he gets it.
I think Fillers is saving heavy.
Yeah, he lost a lot of time on the back straightaway. He's got 3 seconds back to Tenold, so he can afford to save a little bit. Cade McClenny, though, off of turn number 4. Coming to 2 laps to go. Absolutely no contest. He's got the fuel to make it easily. It's pretty much on what everyone else wants to do. If they get a caution, it changes the race. If not, then it's all good, and he'll coast to his first victory. Got a late battle here for the last spot on the podium. As Thomas Green, he does get to 9th. Dylan Failvich, just go on board with him. 2 laps to go. And he's not shifting. He's keeping it in 5th. He's trying to save fuel. But it doesn't matter because Cade McClenny gets to the white. Race is official. He's been so close so many times. Chris Pinder trying to unlap himself late in case anyone runs out of fuel. Fillers, I think he's out. Tenold into the top 10. Shorts trying to steal it from him, though. Cade McClenny through 3 and 4 for the final time. We have our first Next Up driver winning in the Next Gen Series. It's Cade McClenny taking the win at the Gateway 100.
I'm watching this battle for 3rd, see if... I don't think Randy will ship him into 3 and 4, but you never know.
He's going to be aggressive.
Trying to stick it around the outside.
He's trying to dime in the corner. Don't think he's going to get there. He's not. Justin Johnson holds off on the podium. Thomas Green takes away Michael McElroy's 8th spot. McElroy won't care. It's a top 10. And Andrew Tenold held off Shorts for his first top 10 of the season. Good result there. Excellent race. Fuel strategy was the factor here. And Chad Adams brings the car home mostly in one piece in 24th in his first ever Next Gen race. He did as many laps as he could, so definitely a good learning experience for that 51 machine. But Cade McClenny going to burn it down for his first career Next Gen win. How about that?
That's just next level stuff. That's not next up. That's next level.
He nailed the strategy. Schwartz is burning it down on pit road. That was a hard-fought race. It was hard to pass. You had to think of the fuel strategy kind of on the fly. Everyone adapted well. The administrators made the right call, I think, in letting everyone get their laps back. They closed pit road. I think it was handled well by everybody.
Especially on the fly. It's definitely going to bring into like question what do we do in the future?
Yeah.
Because I mean, you can't always just be stopping the race. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure they'll take a look at it, but let's see who we got in the waiting room. Everyone but our race winner, and I know he's here somewhere.
he's in the next up. I know he's got a team chat down there.
Well, he's too busy burning it down right
He's in
now.
the wrong waiting room.
Is he in the? Oh my!
Yeah,
he's in the next up one.
He's here now.
We got him into the right rating room, and here with your race winner, Cabe McClenny. Again, starting from the back, EOL because of the next up. But it didn't really matter. You made your way through the field almost instantly, like we've seen you do the last couple of weeks. I know we had kind of a hectic start with the connection issues for Xfinity users, myself included. But everyone kind of settled in nicely, and then we went racing there after. I think it was like the first 25 laps. We got it all out of our system, and then we kind of just had a fantastic race to the end. When did you realize that you were going to be able to make it on one stop, and how did that strategy come to be to kind of set you apart from the rest of the field?
Well, right after that run, Doug talked about it the first run, like when we took the green. That was all him. That was all Doug. So I got to thank him. He kind of calculated it out. He said after about 30, if we just pit on that yellow, we could make it. So he said pit, and I trusted him. And I saw Nick take tires. He pitted the same lap as us, and I was pretty worried because we didn't, but was able to work out, and it worked out perfect. So strategy was all Doug there. So shout out, Doug. Thank you for crew chief and me.
Yeah, because you came down to pit road. I think it was a lap 25 caution. The last one we had,
Yes.
Interestingly enough, you took fuel only. It got you to that lap 60 mark, which got you inside the last fuel run. Thomas Green pitted at like 54, and he was short, and that was kind of what the other half of the field were doing. They took those tires, and really there was no contest at the end of it. After that, you got around him on track. Then he came down pit road, and that was it. I mean, you set yourself apart from the field tonight, and it was a comfortable win.
Yeah, it was definitely had to work for that one, but strategy was all Doug, so just want to thank him. I knew once we were able to kind of make it on that one stop, I wasn't for sure if they were able to make it, and I knew it would be kind of a race at the end with Thomas, but I had a feeling he wasn't able to make it, but I was just running it like he could just in case, but worked all in the end, so a wild one, finally able to get one instead of finishing second and third the last however long, so this one feels really good.
Yeah, definitely. You are the first next up driver to take a win in the NextGen series, so congratulations. No one can take that away from you. And it's just been a great season here, and obviously in the next up as well. So we're pretty much just a matter of time before we give you the full-time NextGen driver, and looking forward to seeing what you can do next season with the championship fight, and it's definitely going to be exciting.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. I know it's I think we're like 20th in next gen points, so we're kind of up there in next gen points
Right.
too. If I didn't miss the first two races, but no, it's been a great season of both, and I've been having a lot of fun. This is the best league I've been in, 100%. So I'm having a lot of fun with it, with everything, and just want to thank you guys for broadcasting, Doug for crew chiefing, Nick and Chad teammates, they joined, and Chad was able to run, but yeah, this one was awesome. So go check out the YouTube video, KO5 on my YouTube.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again, and we hope to see you back here next week.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Here with your second place finisher, Sartaj Man, came into the night leading the championship. We were both cursed with having Xfinity Internet as our provider. You disconnected. We disconnected. Well, I did. Art, don't make fun of me for that. But you come back, and then you have to go pit and kind of, I guess, sorts out some stuff. You get 2 laps down. And that was really before the race of attrition started, so you were the only car 2 laps down. You get the lucky dogs, and then from there it's just kind of a charge through the field. You nailed the pit strategy as well. Kind of talk about that as that developed.
Honestly, I when I went those 2 laps down, it was kind of like a blessing in disguise. I mean, the only person who really did that same strategy with me was Cabe and Justin, but I thought it was really just simple. Just keep on, like, I guess, like every yellow, just keep on pitting, and then that would just extend the final run longer, and it would cut out a stop, and that's what we did. So I mean, it was kind of a blessing in disguise because ended up finishing second and cut out a stop in the doing. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you've just been on fire this season. 7 top 5s now in the 7th race, and it's just a heck of an effort consistency-wise. You got to win to boot with it, so you're definitely on, in top 5, top 3 maybe in terms of, championship watch lists. And yeah, one more race to close out the regular season, and then it's all about getting a championship. So looking forward to seeing what you can do there.
Yeah, hopefully. What's this? One more race left until the playoffs, right?
Yep, Talladega next Monday.
If I somehow get a top 5 there too, I don't know. It might be looking good.
Yeah, if you close out the whole regular season with nothing but top 5s, and including the 2 wildcard races at Daytona and Talladega, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but just a great season so far, and looking forward to seeing how it transitions to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it transitions well. Get through everything well.
Yeah, absolutely. But congratulations again, as always, on a great effort, and I'll let you get any shout-outs in if you have any.
I'd just like to thank Justin, Hunter Up, and Nick during that race. Just strategy overall, and yeah, tri-racial in general.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again. We'll see you back here next Monday.
Yep.
Here with your 3rd place finisher tonight, Justin Johnson. Kind of a quiet night once all the chaos faded. He was kind of one of the first to separate himself from all the battles towards the back half of the top 10. You also nailed that fuel strategy, turned it into a 2-stopper, and then you were battling there with Randy late, but other than that, it was just kind of a comfortable night for you inside the top 5, and it officially rounds out picking up another podium for tri-racial racing.
Oh yeah, that track. Ugh, I don't like Gateway. Jesus Christ, that was the first time I've run it since like in an Indy car, and it just wasn't fun. But a nice little quiet night, P3. I'm proud of that. The fuel strategy worked out great. Wish we could have had all the tri-racial guys up there, but it didn't work out that way.
You could have like a team meeting or an intervention for Nick Miller's internet, something. But you guys are running great as a team. Sartaj Man, incredible consistency. Nick Miller, I know he's not gotten the results. It's kind of out of his control, but he's got 2 wins. You're knocking on the door up front, and it's just been a really, really competitive season from you guys.
Oh yeah, no, that was our game plan going into the season. Losing Mark, yeah, he got relegated, but it's been pretty good. Zach, he's been great too. Good wins from everyone around. Hopefully we can turn up in the chase. Hope all 4 of us get in there, barring Nick's internet issues, but it'll be fine, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Really competitive field, and like you said, just kind of wait to see how it plays out, and looking forward to it. Got to get through the chaos of Talladega next week, and then it's all about getting the championship.
Oh yeah, no, it's going to be a great race next week. We love plate tracks at this team, so hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. But congratulations again on another solid effort tonight, and we'll let you get any final shout-outs in if you got them.
I just want to say, rise up, go Falcons. Can do it this week. Unfortunately, I hate it for the guys, but this week I think we're going to do it in London. That's it. Rise up. That's all I got.
Alrighty. Well, hopefully they get it done for you, and we'll see you back here next Monday.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. They are not, in fact, going to get it done in London for him.
I only support one Falcon.
Desmond
John Robinson.
Desmond Ritter is not that guy. I hate to tell him that, but it's not. Oh, all in good fun, though. I was actually very impressed with their 2-0 start, and then, I don't know. Detroit Lions, the people's coach, they weren't going to win. Let's just go on down the list here. Just kind of recap everything. Didn't get to interview everybody mid-race because it went green the last 3 quarters of the race, but yeah, let's just go see how everyone's race went tonight. Here with Brandon French, and it looked like you were maybe trying to make it to the end, and then obviously that late pit stop. Just kind of tell me about that fuel strategy. What was it like in the cockpit trying to calculate that on the fly in a wild race here tonight?
Well, when that first flag, yellow flag came out, I figured I'd just come in and get gas only, and it worked out there for a while. I mean, I think Gabe and them guys did the same thing, only I'm not as talented, so it worked out for a little bit. I think I got a little steering damage, hit the wall one time, and it just was a handful after that. So
yeah, it looked like it was a very difficult track to navigate tonight. Kind of hard to pass, and the cars were loose and tight. It was just really kind of a driver's track, and it was difficult to handle out there tonight.
Oh, absolutely. It was definitely something interesting to learn this week to try to make it work, and it was hard enough with no cars on the track, let alone with cars on it. So.
Yeah, but brought the car home in one piece tonight, and definitely, fighting, with that steering damage as well to just bring the car home. So.
Yep. But it I want to say congratulations to Cabe. He did a good job. He's been knocking on the door all year long, so it was nice to see him pick up a win.
Yeah, he finally busted it down, so that was exciting. But yeah, congratulations to him, and look forward to seeing you back here next week. Talladega, gonna be a wild one.
Oh yeah, that's always fun.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you, Randy.
Well, Randy trying to dip on his media obligations. Highest finishing driver for us. Choked the podium away, though. Hate to see it. No, I'm just kidding. You actually recovered very nicely, you and Sartaj. He was 2 laps down, got the lucky dogs. You spun out on a restart and was way behind, and then you made all that time up under green, so you were hauling tonight. What do you think you could have done if you hadn't gotten kind of off cycle there?
I don't know if I could have beat Cabe. He's obviously fast everywhere, but I was watching my lap times and they were pretty much the same as his. So yeah, if we wouldn't have spun, we might have had a chance to win it there, or at least probably a top 2. So yeah, so that was unfortunate. Just kind of a chain reaction there on that restart, and I got to roll into the deal, but was able to was lucky enough that we pitted on that caution before and had some fuel, and was able to only have to make one more pit stop. So it was a good recovery, and after the way the race was going, we'll definitely take a 4th.
Yeah, how close was it? You pitted on lap 60. I know there was some discussion, 38 laps, 41. How close was it for you at the end there?
I had 0.9 laps left.
There you go. So it was right on that 41 mark.
Yep.
I was right there. I had 5 left. I had pitted later than you, though.
Yeah, this is Ryan, first top 10 of the season for you, and it was the 2-shot strategy that got it done tonight. You were pretty racy even without the fuel strategy. It was some good battles with a lot of guys tonight.
Yeah. Basically, the thing I've kind of taken at these shorter tracks is don't take crap. We know how not aggressive I can be. But I was just trying to get any position. I'm trying to lock up being a playoff driver and getting. Yeah, I can't believe it's been the first top 10 of the season, but first top 10 of the season here at the hometown track. Gotta love it.
It couldn't have come at a better time for you too. I know you were. I think you were either 4 or 8 out coming into tonight, so it was right on that edge, and definitely a good result when you needed it the most.
Yeah, definitely picked up points. Qualified really well. Qualified 6th, finished 7th, I think. Right?
I have no idea because the live timing, once we had all those disconnects, it doesn't know where anyone started.
I'm going to be confident. I think it was the 7th place. Yeah, it's the 7th place. Finished the 7th. That's only one spot. I mean, I just, like I said, I'm not aggressive. And one thing I'm learning to race here, you got to be a little bit more aggressive than, normal. So it's just not in my nature. I want to ride around and pick you off. But I need to gas it up and go. And that was the strategy tonight. I gained a lot of time exiting 4 on a lot of people, especially later in a run, and use that to the advantage going into 1. So.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like there was a couple different lines you could have taken tonight, and it made for some fascinating racing. Gateway certainly a unique track.
It is. But glad to have a good finish at the hometown track and show out the best of the season so far. So.
Yep. And then Jonathan Schwartz, he came up, I think it was, ended up like 2 car lengths off of Andrew Tunnel for your second top 10. You were involved with Randy's, that chain reaction. So maybe an awkward debrief tomorrow morning, but who knows. But you recovered nicely from that, and I think you were one of the highest finishing 3-stoppers as well. You had that splash and go late, so you did the best you could with an extra pit stop out there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just here for fun. So when I'm not the fastest car out there, you might as well try something different. So that's what we did, and I mean, we came out all right. So, like I said, I'm just here for fun. Just don't want to get in the way of the guys racing for a title this season, but hopefully I'll be there for the next.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, solid run for you guys tonight. I think Casey Brown, were you at the baseball game again? Just trying to log laps tonight, I think is what it was. Maybe.
Yes, sir.
There
And
you go.
I will also be doing that next week. So
Hey.
just so you're aware.
All right, no worries. You come in, you pick up a couple spots anyways. You can get the best that you can. So I appreciate you
Yep.
coming out and just getting the laps that you can in.
Yep.
Alrighty, fellas. Well, good run tonight for the team, and looking forward to the chaos that is Talladega next week.
Thank you, guys.
Alrighty.
Thanks, guys.
here with TTSL Motorsports, Alex Chira, Dylan Failvich, and Kyle Ritchie. And back-to-back top 10s. Oh, wait. Oh, Chira, you pitted late, didn't you? Or what happened? You were inside the top 10 late. What in the world?
Yeah, just bad strategy by me tonight. I should have pit early, right around when Kyle pit. I think it actually would have worked out a lot better for me. And then afterwards, I just decided just to push. I didn't think I was gonna make it, even if I saved a whole bunch. I know Dylan was doing it; it worked out for him. But I'm not that good in terms of fuel saving, so I was just like, we'll just see what we can get out of it. Just just bend the strategy. But it is what it is. Still finished in front of some guys I needed to get some points on. Just hope to be top 12 by tomorrow morning when the points come out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel bad because I looked and I was like, oh, he's on pace for 2 top 10s in a row. Like, he's peaking at the right time. And then looking at the battle for the win and everything else, I was like, wait, why did he finish 16th? I feel bad. Yeah, but a good night overall for the team. Kyle Ritchie picking up another top 5. Dylan was your running in 6th tonight and challenging for the lead at points. It's just a good night for you guys overall.
It was fun. It was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I wish I didn't forget how to count, so I would have actually pitted and on that one caution and get the fuel right. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously you have to save a little bit, but it still ends up with a solid finish. And you should let me take a look here. I know we had the points somewhere, but yeah, it looks uncomfortable, I believe. Let's double check everything. What you guys were coming into tonight.
Yeah, going into Dega feels good. I mean, we could, as long as we survive the wreck, there's no reason why we shouldn't finish top 10.
Yeah, Dylan, you were 16 coming into tonight, 6th place. That'll help. And then Kyle, you were 31, so even better for you. You almost should have that spot locked up. And then for Alex, he was +5, but he beats Nick Miller. Zach Alman wasn't here tonight. So yeah, it's going to be very close coming into the final race. But you guys work well as a team, and I expect to see you working well together next week at Dega.
Oh yeah, we definitely gonna take advantage of this week with practice. There's gonna be a lot of TTSL Motorsports Racing Incorporated presented by Dale Junior practice going on at Dega. Just rolls so nicely off the tongue.
It's just say it 5 times fast, right? Easy.
I will get 1.5 through it. If I actually fully set out Thick Thigh Save Live Motorsports Racing Incorporated presented by Dale Jr., I would run out of breath by the second time.
Right. But yeah, definitely a good team result, and it's going to be important next week to work well as a team. Obviously, Dega. The more friends you have, the better it will be, and we're just looking forward to a great way to end the regular season.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun. It'll next week's gonna be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to it, fellas. Congrats on the good team result tonight, and we'll see you next week.
No problem. Enjoy the night. Thank you.
Here with Planet Sim Esports, Jarrett Talmadge and Thomas Green, and they were both on the 3-stop strategy tonight, so they lost some positions towards the end, but should be encouraged by the speed they had when they unloaded tonight. Thomas, you led most of the race, just kind of the field didn't swing your way tonight.
Yeah, just bad strategy call, and my boss actually called me right before we were gonna pit there, so I had to pick up because it's my boss, and missed the fact that we should have pitted there, and yeah, so then it was just kind of play the card that we were dealt and try to manage what we could, but I mean, we tried. We were just, I think, like 8 or 7 laps short, so we just took fuel only. And I was surprised we could get back in the top 10. So I'm happy with what we got. We got the stage win, so I'm happy about it.
Yeah, eighth place finish tonight. You were +21 coming in, and it should be very close, if not locked into having that spot. Talmadge 14th. He was +49 coming in tonight, so I think you also locked up a spot here tonight, or very close to it. Just need to avoid disaster at Dega next week.
Yeah.
But gonna be fun to watch. I know you guys pretty much excel at plate racing, working well together, so I'm very excited to see how you guys work together next week.
It's gonna be full send.
Absolutely, wouldn't have done it either way. And looking forward to it, fellas, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Yep.
Thanks.
All right, McQuiggan, you talked a lot of smack in chat tonight to finish 18th. What happened?
Yeah, you know,
You talked a lot of smack.
Oh, you can't kick Max.
I'm the broadcaster. We're doing an interview. You get fined if you don't participate. What the heck happened out there tonight?
no.
What happened?
Go away.
All right.
Go away.
We solved that problem.
You know, Max, I'll provide you some insight real quick.
Yeah, Michael McElroy, first top 10 of the season in his own league, everybody. Well done. Managed the strategy perfectly.
Why did McElroy get? Stop it, McQuiggan.
But
yeah, you know, in general, Josh was a little bit of a pain to get around tonight. Blocking lane, super slow out there in 3 and 4. But I made it around him. Had a pretty fast crew racing Ford Mustang tonight, and yeah, wound up solidifying a P9 just off pit strategy.
Yeah. I just want to give a shout out to the admin team tonight. We're working through a certified Xfinity internet moment. Broadcaster dropped.
I did a great job.
5 people dropped from the race. Appreciate you guys working through that. And the rest of the race went pretty smooth. We had some fuel strategy at the end, and it was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I know on those situations, like, we're not going to please everybody, but I think we made the best decision with what we were dealt with. Treat it like a rain delay almost.
Yeah.
And everybody gets back out there, back on the lead lap. I think the only downside was the guys who wound up reconnecting, they lost a set of tires.
Yeah.
But I think most people wound up just using 2 tonight, so I don't think it was too bad of an issue.
Right. And it ends up being probably one of the first true fuel mileage races where it's like, do you do the 2-stop or the 3-stop? You know, you don't know, because I think it was like the lap 25 caution, the last one. You're not thinking, oh, this is going to be the last caution. If we pit here, we can get it to a 1-stop versus a 2-stop. So just a really fascinating way this race played out tonight.
Yeah, I don't know about everybody else, but I think I almost didn't pit on that lap 25 caution because I thought another one was going to come right out, but I was like, let me just get new tires and some fuel. And
and I regret it.
Yeah,
Pinder, you had great speed tonight inside the top 10 for a lot of it, and I think you pitted on 55, so you were just a little bit short. Was there any thoughts of saving or going for it? What was kind of the mindset there?
I was saving. I couldn't save enough.
Yeah. But, big shout out to Richard. You got y'all looking good with the paint schemes, so got the number files and everything, so y'all looking clean out there.
Yeah, get the car.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't let Richard talk. So.
The VP of Media Relations not allowed to participate in media.
He's like the manager you see on the side with the headset, like you don't talk to. You only talk to the drivers.
Yeah, definitely.
Just gives an awkward wave and moves on.
Mm-hmm.
Is it, when they're interviewing NASCAR drivers and you just see that person standing in the background? That's Richard right now.
Yeah, he's called that guy, dude.
Yeah.
That guy.
Because think about it, internally, they'll know. They'll just give the eye signals or something. It's you shouldn't have said that. You should not have said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a solid race. McElroy, you were the last car on the lead lap to boot as well. So
it was me and Thomas Green. Though I don't know if you guys caught it. We had a pretty good battle there at the end.
Yeah,
it was
you
a lot
did.
Of fun.
Yeah.
And then he wound up getting me just perfect with the arrow on my left front, and it pushed me all the way up to the wall. So he wound up getting it at the end.
No.
And skill. He's much more skilled than me. Skill issue shirts now available at Xfinity.com.
There you go. Plug the merch. We'd love to see it. But appreciate everyone being patient with us for the first 20 whatever laps it ended up being. That's lost to ARS lore, whatever it is. But it's a fun race overall, and we're going to look forward to ending out the regular season strong at Dega next week.
Yeah, man. And congrats to Cabe, Season 3 champion, dude. He's congrats on the win tonight.
Yeah. If Nick Miller's internet would work, then maybe he could put up a fight. But, I don't know. Sortage, man, his consistency. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be a good one.
Probably the most consistent dude out there right now. So
yeah, two laps down, and then ends up second, 7 top 5s in 7 races with a win to boot. So
let's not also throw out Randy Arms involved in the first wreck and came back P4.
Yeah, definitely. How you gonna disrespect our own driver, Corbin? That's just rude. Alrighty, fellas, we'll wrap it up, and we'll be back here to close out the regular season next Monday.
Good night.
Good night.
See ya.
I just realized we never made picks to win. I'm picking Cade McClenny.
I'm also picking Cade McClenny. Congratulations to him again. Always pretty cool to be the first to win from the next up to the next gen, so no one will take that away from him. And it shows you what having a good crew chief on top of the box will do for you. So,
And like, we don't give enough credit to the admin team.
Yeah, they had
They
to
do a
kind
lot
of.
to-
They did a lot on the fly tonight, definitely. But here are the final race results. Like we said it, Thomas Green just barely gets McQuiggan or McElroy at the line there. McQuiggan was nowhere to be seen tonight. But yeah, it was a 16-second win, but the field strategy made it so spread out. But we had great battles throughout the field, and a new winner. And a new driver tonight, Chad Adams, making his debut. So love to see some new names coming up from the Next Up series. And these are all the way down to Jonathan Dolly, by the way, did come out and I think did 3 laps late.
Yeah. He could have actually gotten around Hunter up if he just stayed out, but it is what it is.
He didn't want 20. He resigned himself to 28th instead of 27th. So what are you gonna do about it?
I want to give a shout out to these drivers because I mean, like the growth we've experienced from when we first picked up this league to now, like, I mean, they easily could have continued the trend of just running each other over, not giving any room, like whatever. But here we are. Like we could have been like not finishing races under green, going to like overtime.
I don't know. I think we've only had 2 green white checkered finishes this season, and it's only. I think they both ended on the first attempt, so it's been a heck of an effort. But yeah, those are the race results. Cade McClenny, your winner again. Congrats. We'll be back here tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern, as the Lightspeed Racing Series Xfinity guys head to Homestead to crown their champion. It's 4 drivers fighting it out. It's going to be a great race, and they're going to have a fantastic championship battle. 4 very deserving drivers. And then this Friday night, we close out the Rod Car season. Season 29, Matthew Zwack, your champion. But we're going to close it out with a heck of a race. He'll give a little speech. Rod will give a speech. And we'll close out season 29 in a great fashion. But looking forward to tomorrow night. And then next Monday, we'll close out the regular season here at Dega. And looking forward to all that. Be sure to follow. Stay in touch with your favorite leagues and drivers. And we'll see you back here tomorrow night, 8:30. I'll take care.